There's absolutely nowhere else that I would rather be than here with you tonight. So keep tapping the screen, share the live out. Let's make sure that we get the likes up to 8,000 likes. As soon as we get it up to 8,000 likes, we will. Thank you all. Thank you for the happy birthdays. Thank you. Keep tapping the screen, share the live out. Let's get this thing up to 8,000 likes. And as soon as we hit 8,000 likes, we will open up the panel. We will get Trump supporters in here. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Thank you to everyone for the birthday wishes. You guys are far too kind. Far too kind. Far too kind. Keep tapping the screen, share the live out. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you're someone that voted for Donald Timothy Trump, if you're someone that thinks that Trump is going to make America great again, get in the box. Ryan, how are you?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Good. Ryan, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah. We talked last. We spoke.
We absolutely did. Listen, I still got to take you through the ringer. I still have to verify and do all the wonderful things. All right, guys. Listen, we have Ryan up here, who is a Trump supporter. We're gonna go ahead and get Ryan. Hey, Sins, thank you so much for the birthday wish over on YouTube. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna reset this daily gift goal again as another 1 cent goal. Again, if we can keep knocking this out, it'll help push us out to the FYP. And that way we can get more traction to the out to the FYPs. And holy smokes, W's in the chat for Chris. Chris sent a $10 donation saying happy birthday, King. Love being your mod. Chris, you are absolutely insane. Thank you so much for the birthday love. It means so much to me. Thank you, Chris. And guys, massive W's in the chat for Gucci, who sent a $50 donation to say happy birthday. Thank you so much, Gucci. You are absolutely insane. Thank you so much for the birthday love, Gucci. Thank you so much for the birthday love, Christopher. You guys are both absolute. Massive W's in the chat for Chase. Chase sent a $20 donation saying happy birthday, Santana. Chase, you are absolutely amazing. All of you are so kind. You're so absolutely kind. Thank you all, guys. You are too awesome. Thank you, guys. Keep tapping the screen. We are gonna go ahead and get started. Ryan, are you still there? You turn to a teacup. There we go. Listen, I know you've stopped by Late Nights with Santana, right?
Yeah.
And I told you that if you came to Sparring with Santana, it would be different, right? I warned you, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. So I just want to make sure you know what you just got yourself into.
Yeah, I need to get some mental exercise.
Welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and keep the likes moving. Let's get the likes up to 25,000 likes. Let's also get the shares up. Can we get the shares up to 50 shares? And also, can we get some W's in the chat for Vegas? Vegas sent a $25 donation saying happy birthday, Unc. Vegas, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that $25 donation, guys. Listen, this is Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. Ryan.
Yes, sir.
So you and I have spoken. I know a little bit about you, and you know a little bit about me, but I do have a question for you because I need a little bit more information. Ryan, which one is better? 1933 Germany or 2025 United States of America? And maybe I'll help. Hold on, I'll help you out a little bit. They both have failed coups, state of emergency, consolidation of power. They have nationalism, and they also have villainization of the media. So, and they both have schnazis. So which one do you think is better?
I have to disagree with the last point you made, but
wait! You don't think they both have schnazis?
No. Do you know what Oh, you can't say the fault. You can't say the actual name. Is that why?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
you got to say
So
Schnazzi's,
okay.
Mustache Man, Shitler,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So, do you know what the actual definition of Nazis is? Do you know?
The word for word definition? I mean,
Yeah.
because I can look it up.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Do you know it on top of your head?
No, I know what a Schnazzi is, though.
Right. So the actual German translation, because it's NAZY, which is the English translation. So the actual German name is NSDAP, which is the National Socialist Deutschland Arbeiter Party, which is the Workers National Socialist German Workers Party. And if you look at the actual name, it's got the name German in there. So no one. So even with like the neo-Nazi parties today,
are you going? So you're trying to say because they're not German that they can't be Schnazis? Is that what you're saying?
So if you want to say, that is what I'm saying. But so if you want to say that'd be fascist.
Okay, cool. Hey, so if we talk about Christians, right, and we talk about Catholics, and we talk about Baptists, and we talk about what is apostles or whatever. Yeah.
Episcopalian, yeah.
So those are all different names, but they're all Christians, right?
Correct.
So the simple fact of the matter is, just because we call someone a Schnazi and they don't have specific, or they're not specifically German, if they actually follow the same principles and the ideas, and they actually believe in the same thing, then if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, Ryan, it's a duck. And we have Schnazi ducks in the United States of America.
So I respond to that, like saying, just like the example you gave with the Christian. So like you got Christianity is the overall umbrella, and then you got Catholic, you got the other denominations. So I would say to your question, fascism is on the top, and then you got German, then you got the Spanish. They got I always forget how you pronounce it, the Financialist, or who was in charge in Spain at the time. Franco, and then you got the Italians, which were the original fascists. But I would just use the word fascist instead of using it.
You know what's interchangeable for the word fascist?
What's that?
Donald Trump. Literally, Donald Trump is a fascist. He meets all 14 tenets of fascism. So what are we talking about? Because like the simple fact of the matter is, Ryan, you're kind of dancing around it, and I get it, right? You don't want to give up the game. You don't want to give up the sauce. You don't want to admit that Nazis have actually infiltrated our government. But you know what? They have. You know what? We know that Nazis are prominent within the United States because they march. They have rallies quite often. I think they just had a rally in Washington, D.C. A couple of days ago. So it's not like it's not a prevalent party within the United States, even though they hide their face and they may not want to actually speak on certain things at certain times. We know for a fact that Nazis are here and they have infiltrated our government. Hey, what do you think about Stephen Miller? Or you know what? Never mind. Sorry. Don't answer that. No, don't answer that because let's stay away from that specifically because I know a little bit more about you. Let's stay away from that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Lawful Expac, how are you?
Well, how about you?
Good. Listen, I haven't dominated you in a while. I know you're a Trump supporter. Lawful Expac, would you like to tell me which one is better, 1933 Germany or 2025 USA?
I think they're obviously USA is much better.
Really? Why? But I mean, the only reason I asked the question is because
atrocities of the Nazis to what's happening today. Nazis. Why would you compare that? They're not comparable.
You don't think so?
Not at all.
Oh, cool. Okay, perfect. So in 1933, they had all of these same features, whether it was a failed coup, whether it was a state of emergency that was declared, whether it was consolidation of power. They had very strong nationalism, and they also vilified the media. Fake news. The simple fact of the matter is 1933 Germany, and please, let's be clear, they weren't unaliving Jewish people in 1933 yet. But they were doing all of these things. So that's why I'm saying, it was 1933 was a prelude to the rest of what happened 2025, you know.
Are you suggesting in 2030 or later on that something's bad's going to happen because of Trump?
What I am suggesting is quite literally they're on parallel tracks on multiple reasons, and it's not out of the question. Simple fact of the matter is democracy is fragile. Democracy is fragile, and at any moment it can be snatched away from us. Plain and simple. And
I know a lot of the things you mentioned, like fake news, that stuff can be attributed to the other side too. As in, like during COVID-19, there
C-19.
was C-19. During C-19, there was, the Biden administration was going after. They're telling Facebook to censor facts, actual news.
That's not what happened.
There was like no.
That's not what happened.
Talk about side effects. The Biden administration literally tried to silence that.
And that's not what happened. You
what
want
do you
to really talk about what happened, Lawful Expat?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Sure. What actually happened was the Biden administration asked Meta to actually pull disinformation that was being pumped onto their app about C-19. Now, what they didn't want to do was actually censor the people that were posting stuff on there. But the simple fact of the matter is there was a lot of misinformation and disinformation being published on the app. And the Biden administration said, hey, can we get this off of here? So they didn't say, oh, stop talking about C-19 or, oh, stop, don't tell people that it's happening. They literally said, we need to do something about the misinformation and disinformation. This was around the time that Meta had their fact checking.
Side effects. It's not their right. It's free speech. It's free speech.
Yeah, and they were censoring actual things that were happening, like the fact that there were side effects, like myocarditis.
Yeah, again, that's not true. They simply went. Matter of fact, let's just pull up a source because
And then on top of that, what about the Hunter Biden story? They totally, cover that up.
What about Hunter Biden?
Too.
His laptop.
What about his laptop?
The mainstream media covered up, and they didn't want reported right before the election about all the information that was on. They basically said that the story is false. Obviously, today we know that's true.
Yeah, the FBI told Facebook, "Hey, this is fake news."
What was true?
I was going to make another point when you said
no. I'm not letting you guys are trying to slide around. No, you guys are trying to slide around all this other stuff. I'm pulling up this information about the actual about Facebook, but you guys tried to throw out Hunter Biden. Now, you saying, oh, it was true. What specifically about the laptop was true?
Oh, the fact that it was Hunter Biden's laptop, that it existed.
What?
And there was published emails from the New York. So the New York Post published emails from his laptop suggesting that Hunter's involvement, which he's, I guess he's an artist or a painter now. He had his involvement in, international business dealings, which he should have nowhere near. He should never been nowhere near that. And it included a Ukrainian company called Burisma, in which he held a board position. It basically was the big man, or I forget the word he used, but referring to his father, Joe Biden, and all these means basically is pay for play. And he got rich.
Okay, cool. Where can I verify that? Because I need you to verify that. 1 second though, before you, matter of fact, while you grab your source, let me actually go ahead and source my source, right? So we have a Reuters article that actually specifically points to what was actually done. Reuters article, Zuckerberg says Biden administration pressured Meta to censor C-19 content, right? And so drilling down into the article, it talks about the in the letter dated on August the 26th, Zuckerberg told the House of Representatives Judiciary Committee that he regrets not speaking up about the pressure earlier, as well as the decision he had to make as the owner of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp about removing content. He put here that Joe Biden said that the social media platform like Facebook are quote unquote unaliving people for allowing misinformation about C-19 vaccines to be posted on his platform. This goes on to actually talk more about the different things that he went back and forth. He said he felt pressured. He said that he quote unquote felt censored. But what actually says here that in 2021, senior officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured teams for months to censor certain C-19 content, including humor and satire that expressed a lot of frustration with our team that we didn't agree with. This is what Zuckerberg said. Now, digging more into the actual article, it talks here about how Zuckerberg said he didn't want to actually make any quote unquote contributions to political campaigns or actually influence the actual election in any way. But it's saying here that go back. It's saying here that at no time was he told to actually take down information specifically about side effects. All the Biden-Harris administration did was say, we need to stop misinformation and disinformation. Now, if you want to say, oh, he told him to take down satire, like I can get that, right? Honestly, I understand that, but there's a lot of people that don't understand satire. Let's be serious. Let's be honest. But the simple fact of the matter is the Biden-Harris administration, even under Mark Zuckerberg's own admission, stated that they were targeting misinformation that was getting people unalived. That's the point.
I think he said something different on Joe Rogan because he did mention that they were telling because they wanted to stop Facebook from allowing vaccine hesitancy.
I have no idea what he said on Joe Rogan. I just know what he actually submitted in his letter to the House Judiciary Committee. So I don't know if there's any legal precedence as far as lying on Joe Rogan, but there is definitely some legal precedence for lying to Congress. 1 second, guys. W's in the chat for Susan. Susan sent a $10 donation. Susan, thank you so much for that $10 donation. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you for that $10. Guys, listen. It's your boy's birthday. So if you want to, be nice and do a little something for me, guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up. The likes are moving kind of slow. Thank you so much for Casey. Thank you for the happy birthday. Let's get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's also get the shares up to 100 shares. And if we could, can we knock out the little hand hearts? It's the daily gift goal, and it'll help push us out to the FYP so we can get more people in here and we can continue to have these conversations. So Ryan, Lawful Expat, listen, I'm not going to dispute what Zuckerberg said on Joe Rogan. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to use that as a quote or a source. I'm only going to speak on what he actually submitted to Congress. But with that being said, I think we can both agree that there was some pressure for censorship, whether you think it was right or not, or whether I think is right or not. It's understandable. But the biggest thing that I want to make sure that we can both underline is that the simple fact of the matter is at the time, Mark Zuckerberg said that the Biden-Harris administration pressured him to take certain stuff off of his apps due to misinformation, causing people to unalive due to C-19. Barbara, thank you for the happy birthday.
Wasn't it your birthday last month, Santana?
No. So Erica did a whole thing for me last night, but today is my birthday.
I'm just giving you crap.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I am lighthearted and happy to go.
So with your last point, how does that relate to the 33 and the 2025? How are you going to tie that back to that your point?
The censorship?
Yeah.
The point that you two made was that the fact that the Biden-Harris administration was actually quote unquote censoring people. The simple fact of the matter is Donald Trump has targeted the media, not only with the push as far as quote unquote fake news, but he's also suing different media sources. He's threatening to sue different media sources, and he is weaponizing media as well, not just legacy media, right? Because we do understand that legacy media is a thing, but he, along with Elon Musk, has manipulated the entire Twitter sphere to actually pump out pro-right content, to actually manipulate the political sphere as well. So there's been a manipulation and a villainization of all media that's not running through Trump.
Do you have a source for that?
Yeah.
A source of what?
Did he actually manipulate the feed on Twitter to actually pump out pro-Trump stuff? 'Cause
Sure.
I still get tons of pro-Democrat
Sure.
stuff.
1 second.
I think it goes back to the on the right we say the liberal media. So you got all these I would say MSNBC is far left, CNN's left, and then on their end is they're going to say, oh, Fox News is far right. Well, no, Fox News is more conservative, but if you actually look at it through a actual prism, it's center
Fox
right.
News isn't an actual news source; it's an entertainment company. They got sued. They admitted that they are not news, and their actual commentators should not be taken as an actual source of news. They're media. So Fox Entertainment, not Fox News. And as far as a source, there's an PBS article from August the 13th, 2024, which actually breaks down how Elon Musk uses his X social media platform to amplify right-wing views. This article goes into the different information from when back in 2022 when he was trying to buy Twitter, and then also the different things that he has amplified on that actual app. So yes, it's proven that he manipulated the application, and then he not only did he manipulate the application, he used the application to amplify Donald Trump's voice, and including hosting a Twitter space with Donald Trump to actually speak on the different things about Donald Trump. As someone who actually uses the Old Bird app and I do follow Donald Trump, right? I mean, the simple fact of the matter is, if you're going to actually talk about somebody, you got to be educated about somebody. But the amount of pro-Republican information that came across my feed when I don't follow anyone and I don't actually engage in that type of stuff was mind-blowing, pre-election and post-election. Now, with that being said, that is anecdotal, but this actual article speaks to the facts that yes, Twitter was used as a source by Elon to help the right wing of the political party.
Well, Elon didn't endorse Trump till it was after. Actually, yeah, it was after the unaliving attempt in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Why he endorsed them?
No, do you know why he waited until thank you, Michael. Thank you for the happy birthday. Do you know why he waited to actually endorse them?
Yeah, because it was kind of a monumental event, with Trump, getting,
Hey, Ryan, so this is what I know about you, right?
Sure.
I know you're smart. I know you worked on the Trump campaign, and I know you know things, right? With that being said, what happens is there a certain period where if you have to wait? Hold on, how do I word this? How do I want to say this? Fuck it, I'll just say it. There's a certain period where you can actually donate money and not have to actually disclose that those donations up to a certain point, but after a certain point, those donations have to be disclosed. So is it feasible for someone to actually make donations and wait to a certain point to formally endorse and then put their name on those donations?
Yeah, that's feasible, but he didn't start all the super PACs till after that event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when he had to do things officially. So if we know for a fact, now this is all speculation. I will give this one up.
Okay.
This is speculation on my part. Don't have any. Thank you so much for the happy birthdays. Actually, let me read these off real quick, guys. W's in the chat for Linda. Linda sent a $20 donation saying, for love you so much. You're so well informed. Great guy and happy B-Day. Thank you so much, Linda, for that. Thank you. You are absolutely amazing. W's in the chat for Olive, who sent a $15 donation and said, happy birthday. Olive, you are so kind. You're so sweet. Thank you, Olive. You're amazing. W's in the chat for Kybira. What up, Kybira? Kybira sent a $25 donation saying, happy birthday, Santana. How young are you now? Listen, I'm 38. I'm 38. I'm getting on up there. I'm close to my AARP age. Well, maybe if the Republican Party doesn't actually shift back the retirement age, then maybe I'll be able to retire someday soon. But yeah, 38 today. Thank you. W's in the chat for Corey. Corey sent a $5 donation saying, happy birthday. I wish Corey, stop it. Corey, you are absolutely amazing. Thank you. Not only for this, but thank you just for being you. Corey, you're the absolute best. Thank you, Corey. Guys, W's in the chat for all of them. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Yeah, the simple fact of the matter is that Elon Musk had a grace period, we can call it, where he could actually play with the money without actually having to put his name on it. And I'm not saying that's what he did, but I'm not going to say he didn't do it either.
So if a social media were to promote a candidate, is that just make their feed, how, like, let's say when Facebook took Trump off, let's say they did that before the election, would that be a problem with you?
Say it again.
Let's say, for example, that, I don't know how to put this.
Hold on one second. K-Dog, are you a Trump supporter?
No, my bad, bro. I didn't even know I had popped up here.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna drop you down. I appreciate
while I'm up here, I just want to tell you, you and Auntie's birthday is the same day too.
Me and who?
Auntie Wiggs.
Is it? Is today Auntie Wiggs' birthday?
Today's Auntie Wiggs' birthday.
I'm gonna have to go tell her happy birthday. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you. I'm gonna drop you down.
Bro. I didn't even pop up here. I was tapping screen.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Did they both run? Did both of the Trump supporters run? They both ran. What in the world? Gave them a moment to breathe and they both left. What is happening? Ain't no way. We gave them a moment to breathe and they took off. They said, we are not doing this. We said, we are not doing this. Guys, W's in the chat for Influx. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. You are awesome. Saying happy birthday. That means so much to me. W's in the chat for Maribel, who sent a $5 donation saying happy birthday. Thank you for the education. Listen, you are so sweet. You are far too kind. Thank you. Guys, listen, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 50,000 likes. I don't know where they are. Listen, Trump supporters, get up here. I know it seems scary up here, but I promise you it's not that bad in the box. Listen, I know you guys are a little bit advert to facts, and when I bring facts and I bring receipts, it gets even more scarier, but I promise you, get in the box. Get back. There we go. Ryan, I thought you ran on me. Oh, wrong person. Hold on. Michelle, are you a Trump supporter?
There we go. No, my fingers pushed the out of the app.
You're fine. Michelle, are you a Trump supporter? Okay, I think that was a tapping error. I was about to say, Ryan, that definitely didn't seem like something you would do is run.
No.
Okay, perfect. So, Ryan, let's get into the nitty gritty, right?
Yeah.
These last 10 days have been shit. Yeah, I said shit.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah.
So by what standard do you disagree? Because the simple fact of the matter is, if we want to talk about what actually happened with the executive orders, like, people can feel how they feel about the executive orders, right? Mm-hmm. But at the very least, can you admit that there's been uncertainty with the way that these executive orders have been written that has caused multiple issues? And at the very least, the Trump administration has had to walk back some executive orders because of the ambiguity of those orders.
Okay, what are the issues that so far? I haven't heard any.
You haven't heard any.
Mm-mm.
So thank you so much for the happy birthday. So you're telling me the fact that when he signed the executive order pausing the actual funds that were going to be
no, for Medicaid. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it literally shut down all 50 sites for Medicaid because they didn't know if they were going to be able to continue to actually provide those funds. But it also caused a lot of uncertainties for a lot of programs that people really need, including Section 8 housing, including Meals on Wheels, all of those types of things. So it caused a lot of, listen, this is the one problem that I have with Donald Trump. Well, not just one, but a big one, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think, I'm someone that absolutely believes that elections have consequences. I do. I also believe that, when you have power, you get to will said power, right? And Donald Trump, one of the things that he gets to do by being the president of the United States is actually select who he wants to serve in his cabinet. No matter if I think RFK and Tulsi Gabbard and Stephen Miller, I think they're all ghouls. He still gets to select who gets into his cabinet.
That's right. Yeah.
But the problem that I have is how he goes about doing things, i.e., the example of like the actual deportation, right? The whole situation with Colombia, and the fact that he did something that's so outside of the norm is in putting people in chains and then actually shipping them back in a military plane and not coordinating that effort correctly with the Colombian government. That's a huge issue. That's something that shouldn't have been done the way that it was done. Like, we have processes in place, and the fact that they steamroll through these processes and not actually have people vetting said processes is a huge issue.
Okay. So I'm going to go back on that. So they've had these charter flights. Now, I'm not talking about the military planes, but they have had charter flights.
Yeah.
Even when before Biden.
No, and see, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. Like that's the process, right? That it happens. I understand that. I'm not pushing back on that. The thing that I'm pushing back on is when Trump goes outside of the quote unquote norm and causes additional issues. That's a problem.
So what's the issue? So the military flights, because from my understanding, there wasn't any because they had arrested so many. I think it was Colombians. There wasn't enough flights from the Department of Homeland Security, so that's why they got the military planes.
So but why didn't they reach out to the Colombian government and actually coordinate that with them, including understanding that the actual president of Colombia would not want his people disrespected by showing up in chains?
Well,
that's not a standard.
I don't know if that's really the big.
Also, you know how much it costs it costs to actually fly those 200 people to Colombia?
It's not cheap, that's for sure.
$700,000. $700,000 to actually fly them in that military plane.
Yeah, and I think the military plane was just because there wasn't any other the charter flights. That was the only thing available.
Yeah, I mean, again, I hear you. It's just like the way, and then like doing that doubled down and it creates additional issues, right? Because then Colombia's like, no, we're not going to do this. And then Trump's like, well, I'm going to tariff you. And they're like, fine, we're going to tariff you back. And it causes this whole massive issue. But then Trump turns around and lies about what happened. And with him and his press secretary saying that the Colombian government folded and just accepted everything that Trump said, which was absolutely not true. But they're going to push that propaganda, and it solicited a response from the Colombian president, who completely shot that down. Not only that, but after Trump met with the Mexican president, he came out and lied and said that she said that she was going to shut down the actual border. She had to come out and say that's not true as well. Donald Trump is alienating our partners, our allies, because he refuses to actually follow normal chains of command. Like that's a problem.
No, I agree. He's not a normal president, but look at where we are today. We're $36 trillion in debt. The establishment, both Republican and Democrats, have got us here. That's why we voted for the American people voted for a disruptor. A person like Donald Trump. They were sick of the Mitt Romneys, the Bushes, everything.
America didn't vote for a disruptor.
They did. That's how Trump is.
Yeah, no. The simple fact of the matter is, like, and no offense, Ryan, but MAGA didn't do anything special. MAGA didn't do it. I keep going back to this, and I keep saying it over and over and over. MAGA did nothing special. MAGA did exactly what they were supposed to do. They voted at just about a little bit more, but just about the same clip that they voted at in 2020. It wasn't some huge referendum. It wasn't some massive turnout that like blew. It wasn't quote unquote so big, too big to rig. Like that wasn't the thing.
They increased it by 3 million votes.
Oh, it wasn't 3 million. It was
they had 74.
Oh, he had 70. I could have sworn he had 75. Okay, but yeah, I mean, it was still like it wasn't some massive tidal wave where he blew things out of the water. Again, it was. I said it was an increase, which it was, but it wasn't some massive increase where it went from like 74 to 81 or 82 or 83. No, that's not the case. MAGA did what MAGA was going to do. The difference is, hey, thank you for knocking that out. The difference is the Democratic Party didn't show up. Whether it was people who quote unquote protest voted or couldn't actually vote, like it's absolutely insane. So the problem was the Democratic Party. It wasn't the Republican Party. The Republican Party didn't do anything special at all. Let me read this off. W's in the chat for Shawnee. Shawnee sent a $10 donation saying, "Happy birthday, Santana. Thank you for educating and cooking on a daily. You absolutely know it. Thank you so much for that $10 donation. You are absolutely amazing.
My guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Raymond?
What's going on?
Which one's better, 1933 Germany or 2025 United States of America?
Gotta be 2025 USA.
Why?
Would you agree?
I don't know. See, the reason why I have that is because I need you guys to actually educate me, because honestly, both of them are so close, and there's so many parallels. I can't actually pick. So that's why I was hoping that you guys could actually inform me.
So you don't have an opinion? You don't like it's either one for you?
No, I mean, again, they're so similar, right? Because both of them had a failed coup. Both of them have the state of emergency. Both of them have consolidation of power. Both of them have a bunch of nationalism. Both of them have a attack on the media. And Ryan tried to get me with semantics and wordplay, but listen, both of them have schnazzies. So I am convinced that they're pretty much the same, and I'm hoping that you guys can help me figure it out.
So today's got to be better than 1933 German.
Okay, why?
Dude, because we're not about to have a genocide.
G-side. Who says so?
B-side. Raymond.
Okay, so cool. Everybody go home. Everybody's watching. Don't worry about it. Go home. Raymond says that everything is good. We don't have to worry. Raymond put my mind to rest. I feel better. Let's pack it up. Everybody wrap it up. Roll up the cords. We're good to go. Raymond, shut all up. Raymond, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you later. No problem.
Raymond, the simple fact of the matter is, again, there are similarities to the way that that the Nazi Party unrolled how they were doing things in 1933, and it aligns similarly with how things are happening now. That's not worrisome to you?
Nah, because I know Trump's not gonna do some fuck shit like that.
You don't think so? Trump has done a lot of fuck shit.
Nah.
Why? What's one more thing?
He's not gonna do any shit like.
Can I add my? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem, Reed.
So another thing with so you bring up a couple points. You're looking at a very narrow view. Let's say out of 100, there might be 2 or 3 similarities, if even that. And another point was with the with the German Constitution in 1983, which is the Weimar Constitution, right after the German Empire fell in World War I. They had a clause in the Constitution that so in 1933 the mustache guy passed the Enabling Act, which basically gave him dictatorial powers. We don't have that in the U.S. Constitution. There are certain fail safes where you can't. One branch of the government is not going to. The 3 equal branches of government: legislative, executive, and judicial. One's not supposed to superimpose and be more powerful than the other.
Right.
That was not the case in Germany in 1933.
Yeah, no, you are absolutely right. Now, you know what the funny part about that is? You and I were just talking about norms, right? We were talking about norms. Hey, so let's say Donald Trump says, I want to end birthright citizenship.
Okay.
He's already said that.
Yep.
And it goes to court. They challenge it in court, and they make it all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court says, that's unconstitutional. You can't do it. So then this is where it gets a little bit more hypothetical. Donald Trump says, I don't care. I'm going to do it. What stops Donald Trump?
What's going to stop Donald Trump is the levers in government that will
What levers?
the the legislative branch and the judicial. They're not. They need when he signs it like executive order. There are certain levers in government that carry out that order.
Right. Absolutely. So let's say that again, the Supreme Court says unconstitutional. You can't do that. Donald Trump says, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it. The quote unquote levers, or another word that you can use for it, is the norms, the actual checks and balances that were put in place, the people that are supposed to actually handle these type of things. Well, hey, guess what? Let's say, let's just pretend, right? Let's fabricate this in our minds for a second that for some reason Donald Trump and the Trump administration fired a bunch of government employees, right? A bunch of government employees. And they fired a bunch of government employees, did things like making sure that the House and the Congress, the House and the Senate are packed full of MAGA loyalists. They have judges who quite literally worship at the altar of Trump, and also has revamped not only the FBI, the CIA, and the military to serve at the pleasure of the president.
So you wouldn't be chill with that, Santana?
So wait, so what happens in that situation? Do you think the levers still hold when the actual pieces of the machine have been changed out to serve at the pleasure of Trump?
Well, here's two things. So the situation you're describing is obviously a hypothetical. And
are you sure? You sure about that?
Yeah, and
you sure about that?
Yeah, and you know how long?
Wait. Cool.
He's 78 years old.
Quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
How many government employees have been fired so far?
At least 5. At least.
Raymond is not wrong. He is not wrong.
Exactly.
So
there's been a ton of them, right? And then you put on top of the fact that Donald Trump has installed Kash Patel, or he's still going through confirmation. Pete Hegseth. He's also trying to install Tulsi Gabbard. Literally, people who are MAGA loyalists, people that are willing to do and say. Kash Patel has a hit list. A hit list. Donald Trump has again completely smashed all of the norm. He's pulled actual protections for people like General Milley, and also for what's the guy's name with the mustache? God darn it, what's his name? John Bolton. Rain, are you telling me that these things aren't happening? Because he's literally doing it right now. Yeah, and Dr. Fauci as well. I don't know where Rain is. Rain, if you can't see me, I can't hear you.
Oh,
guys.
Sorry. There we go.
There we go.
Out. So Bolton was a Bush guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are pro-war, like the pro-military industrial complex. People they thrive on war. So besides the personal, with General Milley, I don't see why is it a problem? They're retired. So they still have their security clearance. So what does it matter?
See, I'm not even talking about security clearance. I'm not talking about security clearance because honestly I understand the quote unquote need for them to have the security clearance, just for the simple fact that there's a possibility that maybe they might be need in the future for something. I don't know, whatever. But like the security detail is what gets me. When you start pulling the security, especially with people like John Bolton, when you know for a fact that the Iranians have a hit out on him, like it's documented.
They have it on Trump too.
The Iranians?
Yeah, exactly. But Biden never pulled Trump's security detail, which I don't think you can do anyway. But still, that's not a thing. But Trump him and his people have such an axe to grind that they're going and they're gonna let people get hurt.
Trump's such a character.
Biden did. He when Trump asked for or requested more Secret Service bodyguards, he got denied. But it wasn't until when he had the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania, that's when It was agreed or approved.
Yeah, but there's a difference between saying no, I'm not going to add additional security detail versus saying I'm going to completely take away your security detail. I understand what you're saying. Then maybe there was a need to actually increase it, but the simple fact of the matter is he never actually took away that security detail.
Well, okay, so then he never gave Bobby Kennedy or RFK a security detail, knowing that his dad and his uncle got unalived. Yeah.
What is
Even
okay? What does RFK actually need security detail for though?
Well, we're talking about during the summer before he joined the Trump campaign. He was an independent candidate.
But still, what did he need? Oh, because that again, the normal levers of the government is the actual the people that are running for president and vice president for the actual Republican Party and the Democratic Party are the ones that get it. Did Jill Stein get security detail?
No, she did not. But the whole point of Bobby Kennedy, because his family, his past, that was why,
W's in the chat for Bernice. Bernice sent a $2 donation saying happy B-Day, Santana. Listen, guys, stop saying that you wish you can give more. Any and everything is appreciated and accepted. I promise you, anytime that you guys donate, it means so much to me, especially on today, because I'm gonna take any of these donations for my birthday, and I'm gonna go have a wonderful birthday dinner. So stop saying that. I thank you so much for the donation, Bernice. You are so kind. Thank you, guys. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes, and let's get the shares up to 200 shares. The shares aren't moving. Let's do all the wonderful things. Hey, thank you for the confetti.
Where are you gonna go to dinner? With your family?
We're gonna go grab some Korean barbecue.
Ooh.
I just put my Venmo in the comments too for all the chat, so just feel free. It's
Raymond. No one's sending you anything. Raymond. Okay, hold on. Give me a second, Rain. Raymond. Let's talk about it. What do you think about all of Trump's executive orders? Because like a lot of bad stuff is happening.
Like what? I mean, I like that he's like deporting all these people and shit.
Why? Why do you like that he's deporting all these people? Break that one down for me.
Because they're not supposed to be here. They're illegal.
Undocumented? So cool. You think that it's a good thing to get a bunch of undocumented immigrants out of the country?
Criminals.
Excuse me?
They committed criminal violent acts.
Sure. What criminal violent act is crossing the border?
No. We're talking about an additional. So when you come here illegally, you automatically, that's crime number one. You're here illegally, that's a crime.
Okay, cool. Stop right there for a second, Rain. Okay. And also, don't try to help Raymond because this was Raymond's question, but we're gonna dance for a second.
Okay. No, I mean Rain and I are kind of together though.
Right? Yeah. Well, you're riding his coattail, and I'm smacking both of you down. With that being said, crossing the border. Rain, what is that? You said it's a criminal act. What level criminal act?
Did you say Raymond or Ryan?
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. So just crossing the border is a misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor. So you pay a fine for it.
No, that's a citation. I'm talking
misdemeanor. So it's a cite. Oh, okay. Keep going.
So yeah, that's the first, that's the first act that they committed in this country is a criminal act. No, obviously, yeah, it's a misdemeanor. But then if you commit another act, it raises to a felony.
You said if.
Well, so we're talking about the people.
But you said
folks.
if.
Yes.
Right. So
if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So the simple fact of the matter is, let's speak specifics. Hey, out of the 200 people that were actually deported back to Colombia, you remember that flight that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Out of the 200 people that were deported back to Colombia, how many of those 200 people were quote unquote violent criminals?
At least one.
Raymond, you're gonna stop. You give me real numbers. You stop skating by. I don't want to hear that. You're not gonna cheat. No, I'm not accepting that, Ryan. Give me a real number.
With that number,
Raymond.
I don't. Go ahead.
Either or. Raymond's the one that threw that out. No, again, he's not wrong, but he's also not right. You're gonna stop skating by.
I mean, Ryan, like that was kind of like at least one. Like, come on, bro. It's not like a crazy.
Yeah.
No. What's the number?
I don't know, but they should. But the point is when they're going.
No, it's a point.
The point is that
Okay.
they're not. That doesn't mean that. Who cares?
They
if they're
shouldn't be
violent?
here.
They're criminals. Yeah.
Yeah. So the point is, you were talking about Rain. You were making the point that that they're criminals and all of this other stuff. We've already talked about the quote unquote crime that they committed, which was a misdemeanor that dictates a citation. Out of 200 people that were actually shipped back to Colombia, there were two actual quote unquote violent criminals, which Donald Trump said that he was actually going to target violent criminals. 198 of them were just people trying to make a better life for themselves in the United States of America.
Yeah, but like that's chill though. They're illegal.
So if you're
They're undocumented, Raymond. Seriously, don't do that one anymore. Undocumented.
Right, but like, wait,
what do you say?
Why do you want me to say that though?
Because calling someone quote unquote illegal is very dehumanizing, and I'm not here for that. Thank you so much, Shay.
All right, so like they're undocumented though, so like it's chill.
You said what, Raymond?
It's chill because they're undocumented.
I'm just saying, like it's dehumanizing. Just that's it.
No, I
so
know.
Thank you, Robin. Yeah, I mean, just like you don't say blacks, you say black people. You don't say Jews, you say Jewish people. You don't say illegals, you say undocumented. It's
I didn't know that.
So I was saying,
I mean, it's simple fact of the matter is it's dehumanizing, and certain the problem that I have, right, is there's a lot of things that people try to do to make other humans feel less than or make them seem less than, so things can be okay when other things happen to them, and it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And at the very end, like no matter if they're here quote unquote legally or illegally, they're still humans. They're still people, and they should be treated as such. But a lot of people look at when you start to categorize people as illegals, then they no longer look at them as people. And then they say, oh, it's okay for us to do X, Y, or Z to them because they're not people. They're illegals.
You say they lose their humanity is what you're saying.
Exactly.
All right. So the undocumented, I was saying that like it's chill that like the undocumented people get like sent back to their country because they're undocumented. Like it's chill.
Yeah. I mean, like Raymond, the simple fact of the matter is propping up the actual United States of America is undocumented immigrants. Whether I like it or not, it's a thing. Right? Whether we agree to it or not, it's a thing.
What? Wait, what?
Undocumented immigrants are the backbone of the United States at this time.
Oh no, hell no.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Okay, cool. Who has the biggest impact on our farming industry?
I don't know who. Farmers.
Undocumented immigrants. Who has the biggest impact? Who has the biggest impact on our construction industry?
Construction workers.
Which are
he's trying to get undocumented immigrants that are doing.
Who has the biggest impact on our service industry?
Service
waiters,
low
bus
skill
boys.
Yeah, low skill workers.
Undocumented immigrants.
So they have the what's the act that they passed? You have to e-verify. Yeah, it's e-verify with your employer. So are you saying that all these U.S. businesses are blatantly violating federal law and hiring?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I'm absolutely saying that, and even more than that, I'm saying companies, corporations, they're the problems. It's not the people that are trying to get into the United States and actually make a better lives for themselves, or trying to actually, somehow get ahead or make enough money just so they don't have to go back to a war-torn country. It's the companies that are saying, well, if I hire these people, then that part. The simple fact of the matter is, if the Republican Party actually wanted to do something about immigration or undocumented immigrants that are in the United States without crippling the United States, they would give them a pathway to citizenship. That's not what they have no interest in giving them a pathway to citizenship. To do something of undocumented immigrants they would give them a pathway to citizenship, giving them.
We did this during Reagan, and Reagan said, "Hey, this is the last."
Wait. Did it fail? Maybe I'm a little bit confused. Did it fail with when we had Italian people migrating to the United States? Did it fail when we had Irish people migrating to the United States? Did it fail
early 1900s.
Yeah, I mean, there's been
Yeah.
different
Right.
different parts of the United States in United States history where those people, those immigrants, have literally boosted up the United States of America and actually help us progress in multiple ways. And for some reason, now you guys want to stop that? It doesn't make sense.
It's a totally different time. We weren't a world power back then. We were still growing.
We've been a world power for a long time. What?
No.
When was how long ago? It was like 50 or 60 years ago when there was like a lot of the Italians migrating to the United States.
No, we're talking like late 1800s, maybe early 19 before World War One.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Look
absolutely
at
not.
So the Italian, with the Irish, they had the Irish famine. That was in the 1800s.
Okay, but again, when did the Italian people immigrate here?
Like 1800s, 19. I mean, there was some coming after World War II.
I believe that was 1869.
1880 and 1924. Boom. Gotcha.
I thought it was 1869.
No, it's between 1880 and 1924. I mean, there's some that came after World War II, obviously, because
okay, all right,
but I'm
fair.
saying
1880 to 1924.
Yeah,
but even still, like again, we were still an actual power. We were a world power.
No, we were not. We were probably maybe outside the top 10 for sure. Maybe 8. I mean, at this time, you got to think that in the world, 80 to 90% of the world, the governments were monarchies. They were empires. They were ruled by kings and queens.
Who would you say are the top 3 now? Like Argentina, Philippines, Guatemala, or what? Like
the United States of America became a world power in 1898 after the Spanish-American War. The war marked the end of the United States period of relevant isolation and its entry into a global stage. We became a world power in 1898. That's based off of multiple factors, including our population, including our economy, including the actual growth of the country. Yeah, so that's absolutely not true.
It started in 1898.
That's also, let's see, other factors contributed to the United States' rise in global power included democracy, the collapse of the European colonialism, the Cold War, and NATO.
Yeah, so after 1918, that's when the European empires basically folded. You had the Romanov Empire, the Habsburgs, and Austria.
Yeah, but so my point is, we talked about the mass Italian migration into the United States, which occurred from 1880s until 1924, and the United States has been officially recognized as a world power since 1898. And again, part of that was the actual migration. The point that I'm trying to make, though, is the United States of America has welcomed immigrants in all shapes and forms, and actually used those said immigrants to. It was a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Those immigrants got into the country, and they did certain things that United States citizens did not want to do, and in turn, the United States was able to actually progress in multiple ways. But for some reason, you guys have been convinced that like this is a bad thing. Again, if the Republican Party wanted to actually do right about immigration, then they would give a pathway to citizenship that would actually strengthen the United States outside of just saying everybody has to go, which is absolutely insane.
Do you think that we're still a world power?
Yes.
Nah, no way.
I think we are, but how's it?
He's being facetious.
How is letting the third world coming in our country how's that strengthening our country?
Say it again. How is what?
How is letting in the third world nations?
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do we have a declining birth rate?
Yes, we do. That's where
okay,
it's kind
cool.
Yeah.
We absolutely do.
Most
what
of
about
the world
China? Does China exactly? You know what the difference is between us and other countries that have a declining birth rate?
We're replacing it with other people's populations.
Exactly. The simple fact of the matter is that migration is actually helping the United States keep up with the needs of replenishing their birth rates while other countries are falling behind because people are not traveling to those countries and they're not having babies. So are you telling me that that doesn't help keep the United States of America as a world or a global power?
We just got to start fucking more.
But well, yeah, it's also like comes down to, I mean, the great example was the whole H-1B visa discussion we had about, I think it was before New Year's. You see, you had one side, you had Elon, and the Vivek side, they want more H-1B1, and then you got, like, I would say the pro-Bannon side, they want to cut it.
Well, that's
eliminate.
because they were like, oh, MAGA and America first and all this other stuff. Like they were preaching that, Trump ran on that,
Right.
and literally couldn't actually or turn around and wasn't sticking to it, even though that's like the thing that he ran on.
Right. Yeah.
America
It pissed
first,
people off.
Yeah.
So
Because you know why?
America first.
Because Vivek and Elon said that we're too stupid and we're uncultured. And that's why we don't deserve those jobs.
That goes to the problem of it, because somehow in our education system, we used to be number one in education, like 40, 50, 60 years ago. Now we're like in the 40s or 30s.
Yeah,
So,
and you think that actually dismantling the Department of Education and sending the actual burden of education back to Alabama, back to Mississippi, back to Louisiana is a good thing?
Yeah, because the Department of Education doesn't really do anything.
Department of Education does multiple things,
they
including
grants.
Including making sure that there is a standard set across the board. And also another fun fact that you might not know, but they actually take care of special needs students and students that have either learning or physical disabilities, those types of things that need to be protected. Those type of things that need to be protected. The Department of Education does that specifically. Are you telling me that a state like Alabama, who can't handle their own finances, that can't handle the health of their own citizens, that can't do anything right, now you're going to say, let them actually educate their people, even though they don't do well in education anyway? Where am I getting what?
Where are you getting that? Because
where am I getting what? You said that. What?
You said they don't know how to spend their money. You're talking about the federal government. I mean,
no, I'm talking about Alabama specifically.
Yeah, well, okay, so where are you getting that from? Because what you just said basically spells out what the federal government in Washington, D.C. does. Okay.
Alabama's like my home state, though, and I don't really like fuck with this like slander, though.
But so the Department of Education, I know you're looking it up. So I mean, right now, kind of the main, right, they do special education, and they fund initiatives like Title
don't forget
Title IX, for example. But the main thing is they administer the federal financial aid, which is odd.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to complain about.
Stop for a second. Based off of the richstatepoorstates.org, which ranks the actual states based off of multiple factors, including economic outlook and performance, and also the different metrics, different indicators. It looks like here that Alabama is ranked 49th in the United States per capita for personal income. Alabama's average and medium household income are below national averages.
Who's 50th?
I'm looking at specifically Alabama. Why? I don't know. You take a guess. Matter of fact, go Google it.
Mississippi. I'm
pretty sure it's probably that. Anyway, according to them, financial hardships actually, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, 41% of Alabama households have difficulty affording everyday expenses in 2024. The fact of the matter is, they don't appropriate their funds in ways that it should be. Hey, do you know who Brett Favre is?
Yeah.
What happened with him?
I don't know what did.
I know something. I forget what happened specifically. Did he got money from the government and misspend it or something?
Misappropriated funds to actually build his daughter's volleyball team. He literally took money from poor people to actually build his daughter's volleyball team court or facility or whatever.
What a piece of shit, dude.
But like that's what happens in these actual governments, these southern governments who don't have actual oversight, who don't actually care about their people, and they're not going to actually utilize those funds to take care of those people. So again, giving them the actual responsibility back to Alabama, to Mississippi, to Louisiana, hell, to South Carolina, to, you know, that's a horrible idea. And you talk about education and you talk about how the fact that we used to be good, yes, but we also don't invest in our education. We don't invest in our STEM programs. We don't invest in our students. We can't even make sure that our students have food in their stomach so they can focus on schoolwork. You got Republican congressmen who are saying, well, if kids need school, if they need to eat, then they need to go out and get a job. Why can't the kids just be kids? Why do we have to put kids to work? That's absolutely insane. We have labor laws for a reason.
I think you're talking about the SNAP benefits.
I'm talking about the fact that Republican congressmen are saying that if kids can't afford food, they need to go get a job.
I mean, are they wrong though? Like,
yes, Raymond, and you're not funny on this one. Yes, they're wrong. Kids need to be able to go to school and focus on school. If we want to talk about education, if we want to talk about changing the culture of America, if we want to talk about actually doing something to be able to earn those quote unquote jobs like that we're outsourcing, then diverting their attention away from actually focusing on their education and having them split their attention on not only their education but working is not the path to go down.
come on.
Oh, so you're talking about Rich McCormick, Georgia, that
Yeah.
you know, with the federal funding freeze, which would impact. Okay.
Guys, keep tapping the screen. For some reason, the likes are moving kind of slow. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Also, make sure you're following me on all of the social medias, right? Blue Sky, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. You can find me on all of the social medias. And last but not least, guys, it's my birthday, right? So if you want to show your boy some love, show your boy some love. The wife and I are going to go out to dinner after this. But Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of the pay links are in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. If you enjoy the information, education, entertainment, please consider donating. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Raymond, bring an actual argument to the debate.
So right by my crib, there's like people like patrolling.
An actual argument to the debate. Like we're done with the cutesy fun talk. Like I get it. You came up here for, you know, the shits and giggles, or as Ren would say, shiggles. I allowed that for a while. I want to hear an actual argument from you now.
So like I was just saying though, like ICE is deporting all these people like right next to my house. Like they're like patrolling and like deporting kids. Like
what's the argument?
Like I just love to see the deportation that Trump's implementing.
So you're just a piece of shit.
No.
Yeah, for you literally just leaned in and said, "Oh, I love to see the deportation. It's all the kids and stuff." Raymond, you're just a piece of shit. Which is fine. Like if you know who you are, then that's who you are. Lean into it, right? But I know, you know what's interesting, right? For anyone, Rain is up here having an actual debate, speaking on things that he actually believes, which I'm perfectly fine with that. And he's at least speaking to what he believes. He's fact checking. He's pulling up information. You, Raymond, you just came up here to show people how stupid you are. And you're doing a great job at that. But you know what we also noticed while you showed us how stupid you are? What? That you lack empathy, that you lack consideration for other people, because the simple fact of the matter is that people are hurting. Everyday people are hurting right now. And the only thing that you want to do is make jokes because you think something is funny. Ain't shit funny, Raymond. Nothing is funny right now. You're definitely not funny.
Who's struggling?
Nothing is funny. People are being hurt. People are scared. It's absolute things. People are literally dying because of the decisions that Donald Trump is making, whether it's him pausing certain protections or fundings, or making sure that we have the right people in charge of our aviation committee, People are losing their lives, and you think that you're cute. You're not.
No, I'm trying to be
So,
cute.
okay, bring an actual argument for what you believe. Stop all the bullshit and bring an actual argument.
I love Agenda 47.
Okay, tell me why.
I mean, dude, building an Iron Dome, like, come on, like, that's great.
Why is the Iron Dome beneficial?
Dude, I mean, like, we'll just, like, be more, like, protected and shit, right?
How so?
I mean, we'll be better protected.
How so?
Because we'll have an Iron Dome, baby. Oh, this girl's been chirping at me in the comments.
Shut the fuck up.
Who was that?
Hey, Kristen.
Happy birthday, Santana.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It was better until this slapnuts came up here and demonstrated how much he doesn't know.
Yeah, I figured he needed a little dommy mommy. I would like
Yeah.
to pull him by the ear and put him
Mhm.
in a scold's bridle because he's
Mhm.
wasting all of our time.
He
and I think
is.
he's making Ryan look even worse, which I didn't think was possible.
I mean, Kristen, you're, like, always chirping me in the comments and shit, but, like, you can kind of
Is
fuck off.
always saying ha 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 about your Venmo or telling you that you need a spanking because you're clearly a child.
Damn, that's kind of
Although I do not
That's kinda
actually endorse
freaky.
that, by the way.
Kristen.
Raymond, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm just trying to educate the youth and shit.
Don't you have like a paper like route or something to be on already? It's kind of getting late.
No, it's an early night for Raymond. I know, actually.
I like
W's in the chat for Corey. Corey sent a $1 donation. Said, "Tell Raymond to get the little orange out of his mouth. I can't hear him." W's in the chat for Corey. I'm sorry. There's more. I'll read those off, but I wanted to get that one off.
Yeah, he does need to gargle more. I agree.
I mean, like, the night is young. Like,
Bro, how old are you?
I'm 20. Raymond's 20.
Oh my god.
Did you just refer to yourself as Raymond?
Yeah, I'm Raymond. Raymond's 20. Yeah.
Someone else
Kristen,
refers to him in the third person too.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had. I genuinely, Kristen, I genuinely wish that I had the confidence of a mediocre 20-year-old white man.
Would be unstoppable.
Oh, I would rule the fucking world.
I mean, the penguins would have so much safety. The polar ice caps would not be melting. Like, I don't know.
I'm actually a quarter Filipino, so.
Oh my god. Why? Shh, muzzle. Down.
I'm sorry, what?
Yourself, Raymond. We're not talking to you.
Oh, please go on mute. There you go. Thank you. So,
We do not want to fuck with this smoke.
What's happening here? I don't know why. Yeah, so let's do this. That's weird.
Raymond's back, dude. I mean, like.
Raymond, don't you have some rice to kneel on and say ah to?
I'm sorry.
Mm.
Was that a racist thing? Because I sound like a quarter Filipino.
You are very sorry, Raymond. Like, very sorry. You're a sorry excuse of a person. You're a sorry excuse of a guest. You're a sorry excuse of a 20-year-old. I mean, you don't know things. You're not funny. Like, none of it. I just genuinely, like, at least be funny. You can't even do that. You're not even funny.
I mean, Christian just came at me with, like, the race thing. So, like.
How is that a race thing?
I mean, I told you I'm a quarter Filipino. You start talking about rice.
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, come on. You start talking about rice. I mean.
Why are you associating rice with being Filipino?
I mean,
That wouldn't be race. That'd be.
They eat a lot of rice there.
No, I don't have enough time to explain that to you.
I was gonna say, you know, when I was in my 20s, I thought I was hot shit too, and then I got punched in the face, and I shut the fuck up.
Yeah, listen, I think we all went through our phases, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say
I'm 34
this.
now.
Yeah, I mean, like in my early 20s, in my head I thought I was Kanye West. I was the worst. But I wasn't that bad. Wasn't a POS like him. Anyway, guys, W's in the chat for Kabira. Kabira sent a $5 donation, said my father refused my brother and I to work. Our job was school. Absolutely. That's exactly how things should be. You're absolutely right. W's in the chat for Julie. Julie sent a $10 donation saying happy birthday. Julie, thank you so much for the $10 birthday love. I appreciate you. And W's in the chat for Corey. Corey sent a $1 donation, says Raymond is just a troll. Dude is disingenuous and gross. He absolutely is, was, and will continue to be so, guys. W's in the chat for all of the donations. Guys, thank you so much for all the birthday love. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24 is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything is appreciated. Kristen, you want to hang out? I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, honestly, but do you want to hang out or?
I figured you could use an advocate up here from the Raymonds of the world.
Yeah.
It's a lot of emotional labor.
Yeah.
Especially on your birthday. What time are you thinking about wrapping and going to dinner?
I don't know. I was just like, honestly, you know, I was debating whether I was even going to go live today, because it took a lot to set up the equipment in this office because we're traveling. But once I got everything set up, I was like, oh, I'll just hang out for a little while, and it's been interesting enough to stay on. So I don't know until my attention wanes.
Yeah, I understand. I am curious because I think Ryan is one of the smarter ones. Is it Ryan?
You mean Ryan?
It's Ryan. It's Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what brought you to bigotry? Because I'm very confused. You seem intelligent enough to understand.
He is. He absolutely
is.
You said bigotry?
I mean, I'm being playful with you. I mean, yes,
Oh.
obviously, but but more so, I mean, you saw the conversation with Raymond, and that's your team.
Yeah.
I'm not putting you in the exact category, but it is the same party that you're voting for. So when you see people like, was it a congressman who said basically that children should fucking work?
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on things like that?
I don't see. My thoughts are like, well, first of all, it's not going to happen because, you know, we have a bare, we have a bare majority at this point. 2 people just resigned because they're going up for their going to administration. But specifically, I don't know if he's trying to stand out and trying to.
Yeah,
the thing with
they're absolutely rolling back child labor laws in Republican states, and I know you know that. So I mean, these are real problems when they're being spoken to so clearly.
I was just gonna say. So the thing with Donald Trump and I've only had 2 interactions with him. I was on the campaign. Whoever is the last person that talks to him usually has the most persuasion. But yeah, I don't know why this congressman out of Georgia said that. It was kind of dumb. I think with going from your, when you're born to 18, you shouldn't have to worry about, where you're getting your next meal or anything like that. I think that's kind of been the standard or the norm across, since the beginning of time, basically. So I don't know why they would say that. I thought initially, Santana, I thought you were referring to the SNAP benefits where they, were going to put a work requirement. And then when you told me that, I was like, I looked it up and I was like, oh gosh, this idiot said that on the, CNN, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not a good look.
Why is it when you're born until 18? Because I could have sworn that the Republicans wanted to make fetuses whole people. So why not just start in the womb too?
So I'm talking about like the actual financial aid, like physical, when you're outside the womb.
Yeah, I got that. It is hard to joke with Republicans. You guys don't know when I'm joking.
Oh, so I maybe talked to you once or twice, but yeah, so what I think, Santana, you used the term not pro-life, but
pro-birth.
Pro-birth, yeah, that's right. Because Republicans won't, they're pro-life in the beginning, but they're not pro-life later on. Is what your argument is, right? They're only pro in the womb.
The thing that I have issue with is that they're unwilling to actually do the things to help stimulate the idea of birth, whether it is different social safety nets, including offering maternity leave or helping offset the cost of childcare, or doing things to actually help create financial literacy for couples. Just like there's a ton of things that they could actually do if they wanted to increase the birth rate that they could actually do, but they actively make things harder when it comes to any type of young parents or even single parents. I mean, the new tax plan that they've already that they've put forward that they're hoping to get passed, that new tax plan specifically targets
Single parents, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
what are we doing? Like if you want more people to have kids, then make it easier for them to say, yeah, I want to have kids.
Yeah, and if I could expound on that momentarily, I would never call them pro-life because I would absolutely call them anti-choice, if anything. Because even in RFK's confirmation hearing today, he was asked very specifically about the FDA regulations on mifepristone, not misoprostone, because that's the secondary drug. And he basically said that yes, he would hire pro-life people into the health organization that he'd be running, and he would also follow whatever Trump's orders are. To quote, it would be in service to him. That FDA regulation has been passed for 25 years. 99% have had zero complications. It's safer than Advil. And yet he's allowing women, like in Louisiana, to unalive because of hemorrhaging, because that is the fastest acting way to prevent or to stop that hemorrhaging. So I just find it really problematic when we say they're pro-life at all. But I digress. Yeah, what the fuck?
Up, Jess? Guys, drop some coconuts in the chat for Jessica Simone. What up, Jess? Thank you, Jess. I'm sorry. Ryan, do you want to reply?
So the hearing today, I've watched so much hearings the last couple of days. We're not talking about the vaccine. We're actually talking about the what is the Q?
You're talking about essentially the abortion pill.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so he was saying that he would appoint pro-life people that they would take that away, or what was the
Well, he said he was asked by two different people. So one of the Republicans that was speaking asked, you promised us that you would put pro-life people in these positions, to which he kind of floundered for a moment and then said, yes, I will. And he was asked by a Democrat, basically, would you ensure that we do not take away the FDA protection level for mifepristone? And he said, I will follow whatever Trump's orders are. On top of that, I don't know if you guys saw, he also made the claim. He made the claim that Polish research also said that, and he used the plural of this, but Black people did not need the same type of vaccine amount because they have stronger immune systems, which I found really problematic and very dangerous.
Was he basing that off a study though?
He was, but this was the quote that came out of it, which, again, incredibly problematic.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, on the face value, it doesn't look good, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could go down this.
Do you just? You can support Trump all you want, but RFK, do you trust him in this position? Just out of curiosity.
I do, because a lot of the information that's coming out with RFK, like he's a really smart guy. But with regards to the vaccines, he's not saying he's anti-vaccines, because if you look in history, like the last, I think it's actually 1941, 1943, when they started increasing the vaccines, you got to see there's a increase, correlating an increase with autism and different
it's been debunked over and over again. That's so dangerous. Why are we using studies from the 40s?
Exactly. I'm sorry, I gotta jump in real quick because this is cool as shit. Guys, W's in the chat for Nancy. Nancy sent a $20 donation saying happy birthday, but it's this cool little I don't want to I would show it, but I don't want any other information to pop up. But it's this cool little thing where it's like a card that came across and it plays and then says happy birthday, and they cut the cake and then they open up the cake and then it reveals something. It's so cool. Nancy, that was freaking awesome. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kristen.
I forget where we were at.
Nancy's
RFK and his trustworthiness in this particular position. Because I'm not saying he's not smart as an attorney, but I do not understand his qualifications for this role.
Well, qualifications for the role kind of goes back to, so Donald Trump won the popular vote with like 49.8%, and then if you add RFK that on the states he didn't get off the ballot, Team Trump, I even want to call it, got a majority of the votes in the last presidential.
That's the type of. Also, that's MAGA math. That's that's MAGA math. Ain't
So,
no
yeah,
way.
if you combine it, it's over 50%. But
Ain't no way.
specifically,
The
he,
irony that Adolf actually used very similar math in his Democratic fucking election, where he said basically 30% is 50% of 71%. It's the same shit. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
but he I think it was during the summer, there was a time where RFK was being courted by the Democrats and Trump. And so
No, he wasn't.
Wait, he was being courted by the Democrats and Trump, but I thought one of the major complaints from your party is that we didn't give him a chance and we didn't put him on the ballots and we snubbed him.
you talking about the Republicans?
Yeah, well, that's what Republicans say to us. I'm not saying you said that, but
Right.
I don't know where RFK really fits into any of this, but I still don't find him qualified to do anything in medical or healthcare.
Nope.
And
And again, if they would have actually put him in charge of like something closer to the environment, like okay. But
yeah, he was the EPA lawyer,
like like
I think this is like the same with the vaccines.
Hey, Ryan, I gotta drop you down. You can come back up in a minute.
Get a misinformation.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Yeah, he absolutely did. So it's just him. Guys, W's in the chat for Ty. Ty sent a $5 donation saying, "Happy birthday. Will you tell this guy that the autism vaccine thing is a causation correlation fallacy?" Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I didn't have to tell him, and Kristen didn't have to tell him. The TikTok told him. The TikTok absolutely told him that that is misinformation. Ryan, if you're still here, you can come back up. You're good to go. You can come back up. Guys.
Okay.
So did we learn our lesson?
It's interesting. With the whole tip that you kind of go back to TikTok. That's one. I don't want it to go away, but if they get a U.S. buyer at 50% or more, I'd hope that they would change the, being so. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? I genuinely enjoy the not flags or anything like that, but when it's the actual algorithm, the bots that pick up on misinformation and say we can't have that. Like that's a thing.
I'm talking about the actual words. Like we have to use like
no, it's not the words. It wasn't the words that you're using. You were giving out misinformation.
I know, said no. I'm saying that in addition to that, you have to like really, you can't say certain words and everything. And I think that's one thing I wish they would change.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Because it's like, oh shoot, I just said that.
Yeah,
I would agree that like the type of algorithm that they have right now isn't advanced enough for the censorship that they do. So like, I mean, people kept passing around like you have to say AB instead of abortion, which I just started going around saying nah. Because it's a medical procedure, and it's not. We don't even know the banned words, but the unaliving thing does sound silly, and it's translated into my real life, which is
right. I was just about to say that.
It's so annoying. The other day I was out doing something, and I said Yahtzees, and they're like, "Wait, what?" Like, oh, that's embarrassing.
I was in a.
I was out. They're like, "Wait, what?" Like, oh, that's
one said
yeah, you're just changing one word, like one character in front, and like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, did you guys want to finish up where you were?
What were we saying? Oh, so yeah, obviously with RFK being he's a lawyer. There was concern about getting kickbacks, making money off of I forget what it was, but that whole part. But he brought up the example of the Fruit Loops. If he's ever taken a box of Fruit Loops in the United States and compared it to one in like Europe or Canada, all these dyes and different chemicals that they put in.
That's like a wildly different argument than understanding things about vaccines, right? Sure. Like we could say less preservatives, sure. We could say less dyes, sure. But like also we have to factor in the reason this is because capitalism prioritizes shelf life.
Yeah, even as a small government conservative, like I want less regulation. In this particular, I want more regulation because it's affecting our or how long we live.
Mm-hmm.
My brother just got back from Thailand. He was saying he's married to a Thai girl, and he was saying that everything that they ate basically came out of like it was basically food to wherever that term is. Like it was in their garden. It was everything, and like their grandma was 98, and she's still walking around.
Yeah, but we have
It's just-
food deserts already. Like you have to understand that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right in urban, yeah, we have a lot of food deserts in like urban areas. I mean, look at in California, like a lot of the Walgreens. I mean, it's not really wouldn't consider a grocery store, but they're moving out because of all the what's going on in California. But yeah, there is a lot of food deserts around the country that because it's not profitable for those companies to be in those certain areas. So I don't know what you do. What would you do with that?
I mean, maybe regulate capitalism better. Maybe move towards socialism. I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's an idea.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to be
Yeah.
a small government guy, but also want big government, I don't really know what the true solution is for you because it seems like you guys were really upset about regulating food when, Michelle Obama was talking about it. But it's really cool when RFK does. And I'm not putting that on you. I'm saying in general,
Yeah.
the Republicans that we're hearing now.
I fancy myself to be a bit of a socialist as well. So
I'm currently wearing a hoodie from Jovan that says, "Commie, see you next Tuesday."
Where's socialism worked in the world? Last 50 years.
Indigenous tribes. Here's the problem that I have with this argumentation is that sure, socialism has not worked in modern countries because we always have some asshole man who decides to be an authoritarian dictator and fucks it all up. But I do believe that the people as a whole are capable of such things.
So you're saying at the micro level, like in the tribes, you said?
Indigenous tribe, I would say, very much on the communist side, more so than socialism. But I mean, socialism would be the stepping point. I'm not saying it's a perfect equation. I'm not saying there aren't problems with it. But hypercapitalism is clearly not the answer. It's unaliving far more people than anything else I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I think the extremes on both ends are bad. Like, and I know you brought up one point about the the planet warming. Do you know the percent of the air we breathe? What percent of it is CO2?
Would you like to educate me?
Yes. So beginning of the century, it was 0.3%, and now today it's 0.4. So it's only gone up 0.1%. So how is it considered global warming or global planet's warming up when it's only gone up 0.1%? And you can fact check this.
It's I mean, I feel like that's like me saying, like, how many microplastics do we have now in our blood?
Lots of microplastics.
Yeah, like, I mean, we can throw out these stats, but we can't really ignore that the climate is changing and we are having issues because of it, and storms are getting worse.
Hey, Ryan, when was the last time before this past year that it snowed in Florida?
I don't know. I wasn't there in the last hurricane, but I don't know.
Before you were born?
Yeah, I was born in '90.
I know.
So
yeah, it was in the 1980s. That was the last time it snowed. I mean, these massive shifts in temperature norms, red flags, right? I mean, like, the simple fact of the matter is we keep having these once in a generation type, things that are occurring. Red flag.
Love how many times we've gotten to use the word unprecedented.
Yeah. I am tired of living through historical events. Right, Taisha?
No kidding. Millennials, especially. Like, we've gotten everything is just, ugh. Hi, Taisha.
Hello. It is exhausting. I mean, every TikTok on my For You page is breaking news.
Shock and awe, though, people. Shock and awe. That's what it's about.
It is.
Do so much until you're numb and no one cares anymore. But I mean, you guys, you remember the first Trump administration? I remember waking up every morning and the first thing that popped in my head wasn't, all right, time to get up and go to work, or time to, make breakfast, or the first thing that popped in my head was, are we going to war today? And I would immediately go to Twitter to see what Donald Trump tweeted out at 4:00 in the morning while he was on the toilet. Like, it's exhausting.
If it's on actual war or just like war, like
No. Actual war.
It never happened. No, either.
No, I mean it didn't. But again, very much prepare for it. You mentioned how like Trump is a disruptor, but like I think there's a difference between being a disruptor and being a psychopath.
I mean, if you watch the documentary about how he grew up and with his brother Fred, Fred Trump, the older one, I think that's Mary Trump's father, I believe. Basically, how the story of the documentary portrayed, Donald was, he was the killer. He was the killer. He had the killer instinct, and like I guess there's narcissism or something. But everyone's got their own flaws, and I think he's. Besides my own personal view of him signing my checks at the end of the day, but when I was on the campaign, but he's the two conversations or interactions I had with him, he's a nice, like I just think how media portrays him is not true. But
well, I think if you're a woman, it might be a little bit different.
I was just about to say that. You are a whole white man.
Like you look like his breed.
You look like someone that he could have a beer with.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story though. So hopefully this is live, but oh fuck, shoot, whatever. So one of the jobs I had to do like prior to the rally, so we're there 7 days in advance. That's why they call it the advance team. So we set up the rally and I specifically worked in the motorcade. But one of the jobs I had is that they get the campaign to give me a list of things that when he got into town, I make sure all these things that he had. So a couple things were the hairspray. He liked Hershey chocolate, Diet Coke, and then the last one was Tic Tacs. And if you remember the story with the 2016, the NBC with that lady, if they give him what was the quote? The Tic Tacs, you gotta kiss him on his breath or something. I don't know. I forget what it was, but I thought it was kind of funny that he has Tic Tacs. I basically had to go.
Give you my little list too, and you can fetch me things. That'd be a lot better for me.
Taisha, Sunkiss.
Hi, Santana.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a quick request. So I have this friend, and she's really stupid. Okay, she's like really stupid.
That's me.
And so she needs a plan B or two. And this friend, this really stupid friend, doesn't have money for a plan B currently. But she does have her Cash App in her bio if anyone wants to prevent, this stupid friend from, needing a plan C.
Come on, a plan
That'd be a
C.
cool $65 or so. Please send that to Taisha immediately.
Oh, in Trump's America, this friend is really dumb.
Well, I mean, bless her heart. That's all I got. Bless her heart, baby, because ain't no way.
But she's being responsible now, so there
Yes,
you
she
go.
is. And
Taking accountability.
Things happen. We understand that. But in Trump's America, bitch, you can't afford for shit to just happen randomly.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Sick, wicked work.
That's wicked.
Again, this friend is just really, we all have a dumb friend, It's Kristen, by the way.
I'll take the money. That's fine.
Amazing.
But I'm not giving it back to you.
This friend is in Florida, so
Florida.
Is Plan B not covered by insurance in Florida, or
bro?
Oh, baby.
None of our shit's covered. You understand that, right? Like women don't get health care.
And actually, Florida is, it's Florida.
Well, you want to know what's wild? As I've sat here and listened to this conversation, well, really quickly before that, because Rain, I just, baby, beloved, just you hold on, precious. I'm coming to you in a brief moment.
Okay.
Santana
Hola.
Happy birthday.
Thank
bro.
you. Thank
How is it your
you.
birthday? Happy birthday,
Thank
Santana
you.
Kwan.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Happy birthday, precious.
Thank you.
You what? Look at that pretty ass smile on light
Wait,
skin
Mr.
yellow
Thomas will
chameleon.
sing
Look
for
at
you. Do you want Mr. Thomas to sing for you?
Yeah,
God, no,
listen.
please.
Listen. I've never been one to turn down a birthday song.
I love you, Vegas.
Well, then I would be more than happy to sing you a happy birthday song over it.
Yeah.
I need complete silence.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yes, Mr. Thomas.
Happy birthday to you, Santana Kwan.
W's in the chat for Mr. Thomas, guys. W's in the chat. That's what I'm talking about.
Happy birthday.
Somebody said it's Mr. Thomas a tenor, and I said I sounded like that, child.
Oh man, yeah. No.
Rain.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just looking at your profile.
Which one? On LinkedIn? Or
no, beloved. No.
Oh, okay.
Just an FYI for anyone who might not know. So Ryan is a person that worked on the Trump administration or the Trump campaign. He believes in Trump's deportation policy, and he has applied for and still waiting. Ryan's still waiting on
So I got a
confirmation?
verbal. I got a verbal offer. It's just not. It hasn't been written yet. Out yet. So
okay. So he is heading to work in the Trump administration.
Specifically with DHS.
DHS.
And the title would be it's special assistant to the director. So
I thought you was going to say the assistant to the general manager.
I'm so happy that you're an Office fan.
Oh, I love The Office.
That makes me I knew you was good people.
Yeah.
So you said that you're on your way to working in the administration?
Yeah, that's my point. That's what I'm hoping. Kind of what's going on right now is that there's like I want to say 8,000 to 9,000 federal positions, and with each president that comes in, they're guaranteed it's like 4,000, 4,200 jobs or positions that they can appoint to whoever they want. Someone's actually mentioned to me before that these are DEI positions because they're not by merit. Because then the other positions are actually career, and they go through a different process. But out of those 4,000 jobs, about 1,300 of them have to go through the Senate confirmation. But so when Biden left office and Trump came in, 4,000 positions are they basically left town. And what happened is it's left a vacuum, and a lot of these departments and agencies are running skeleton crews right now, and it's really slowing down with the hiring process. And so a lot of things are kind of being stalled right now. But yeah, I got a verbal
bad
offer.
stuff is happening. Like people are crashing.
I want to know what's really interesting. So are you adjacent to DC? Have you been to DC?
Yeah, I've been there once, and it wasn't on J6, but yeah, I've been there once.
Oh, beloved, let me help.
Thank you, Sherry.
Let me help you.
Spooky. 1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spooky, for the $50. I appreciate you so much.
Chubby's in the chat for Spooky.
Spooky, I also have a dumb
Yes,
crown.
Spooky.
It's me, so feel free. Just kidding.
I also have a dumb
There's an interesting thing that you're going to discover about DC when you arrive, and it is that you are a very small fish in a very, 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 very large ocean, especially when it comes to work on the Hill, work in the White House, depending on which section you get into. I'm understanding that. I'm curious to see your viewpoint where you said now where you believe it is immigration, and I put quotations around that policy. I'm curious to see where you land in a year, Hell, actually, I'm curious to see where you land in 6 months. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's a different apparatus. And while your views may be one thing when you enter, the question becomes is, do you think you will maintain those views after you have spent some time there? Because the thing about when people have worked in an administration, but particularly the Trump administration, whether you call them people who have flipped or they're on their apology tour, the first administration, a majority, about 70% of the people who worked for him, noticed as they came out or as they were fired or as they were let go that something was amiss. My question to you will become eventually, well, I hope you hold this question, is to see where you land when you exit out of there. So I know you're not in yet. I know you're on that verbal confirmation. Understanding that once you get the confirmation and you go in, the goal should be for you as an employee is to not do harm. And the question becomes is how much harm do you think will happen when you're in there?
Yeah, and so that's kind of that's something I have to think about. And like, do I do everything? I mean, as a political appointee, I'm supposed to. I would serve at the pleasure of the president.
I
So
hate that term so much.
Pleasure of the president.
So there's not much like job security. And so you saw like in the first term, you saw a lot of these people that flipped and they were booted the next week. So yeah, I got to be like mindful of my actions.
So did they? I have a question for you. Did they flip, or one, were they not moving in a manner that Donald Trump felt was loyal to him because they were trying to, for the most part, prioritize and mitigate the damage to the American people, and Donald Trump did not like that, and so he then let them go? I'm just asking for clarity's sake.
I think it's more the loyalty part and here's the thing with Donald Trump. He is the first president in our lifetime, or even probably in the history of the United States, that he has never been a politician. He never was in the military. He was never involved in